You all for coming to witness the marriage of this beautiful, kind, generous, gorgeous man and Grace. Pause for laughter. All of you have been selected tonight to be here because you have played a special role in our relationship. Moving on, I'd like to say a few words before I spend the rest of my life listening to Grace. First of all, thank you everyone for dressing so nicely. Grace has had so much fun with it. And you know, I'm not really good with public speaking. I have a couple of coping mechanisms. One being the drink in my hand, and the other is picturing everyone naked. Gary, how many of those Viagra's did you just take?
He goes, what?
I'd like to thank my brother for organising the cake. It's been such an emotional journey that even the cake is in tears. Brian, from the day I was born, I know it must have been difficult knowing that I was going to be the better looking brother. We never agreed on many things in life, but the one thing we did agree on was our dislike for each other. I appreciate how quickly you would come to Grace's rescue whenever her and I had an argument, in true brother style. She's always right. Our relationship has grown stronger over the years, and I am super grateful for that. And now, you are my favourite brother. Even though we don't see eye to eye, I really appreciate the times we do spend together, and I'm really proud of you. I love you, bro. Aww. Thank you. To my mum, a special thank you for the love and support you have given me through thick and thin. You have always been there when I needed you, and I know it must be hard to come to terms that you have raised the perfect son. You have taught me so much despite my reluctance to learn. Thank you for accepting Grace with open arms and an open fridge. You have made tonight feel very special, and we are very grateful for that. The sacrifice you have made for Brian and I is amazing, and you always are hardworking, and you always see the best in people. Thank you, Mum. I love you. Now, on to the best man, Robbie. I'd like to thank the best man, Robbie. For those who don't know him, you're very lucky. Most of you know that I'm not the kind to speak my mind or say inappropriate things. You know that feeling when you're stuck on a bus and you really need to take a shit? And it starts to get more and more painful and you think to yourself, I'm gonna shit myself. Well, Robbie is that McDonald's in the horizon. You get there and then it all just flies out. Robbie, you are my McDonald's. Like many people that come into my life, Robbie was a bit hesitant to hang out with me, yet it was our mutual friend that gave us the opportunity to hang out with each other. I'm super grateful for our friendship, and thank you so much for supporting me through my musical journey. I'm very grateful for our relationship, and I do see us being an old man sitting on a park bench talking about alien conspiracies in the future.
Probably sleeping in the king bed.
And now, thank you to Stephen. Thanks for treating me like one of your own, even if that does mean taking the piss out of me whenever I pronounce a word wrong. Your relationship with Grace is like nothing I've ever seen before. It's amazing. Thank you for warning me of the strong physical violence I would receive should I not treat Grace with the manner she deserves. But you can trust me when I say I will always love and protect Grace. To Leanne and Gary, thanks for inviting me to your fridge family. You are the coolest in-laws I've ever had. Grace and I really appreciate how generous you both have been during this wedding. Thank you so much. I remember that first night I met you both. You invited me over for dinner. Gary, the heavily tattooed man, asked me about my pizza tattoo. Who knows what was going through his mind at the time. Leanne, a special thanks for being able to keep Grace on the phone for so long while I played PlayStation in the background. Gary, I look forward to the time that you and I both arrive at the same pub at the same time, you with your Harley mates, me with my cycling buddies and all my lycra. I will definitely come up and give you a hug in front of all the boys. You wait, it's coming. Gary and Leanne, tonight you have given me the greatest gift of all. The gift of your beautiful daughter, and tonight I promise to thoroughly enjoy unwrapping that gift tonight. Now, this brings me to the star of the show, Grace. Our story goes back nearly 7 years on a cold night in Newtown. I walked into a bar and saw a woman in the distance and thought to myself, Wallah, bro, what a fucking glamour! Now, 7 years have passed and I still feel that exact way. For those who don't know Grace, she comes from a very competitive background. We've been together for nearly 7 years and she still has a hard time losing to me. She is so far ahead of time, she even printed a run sheet for today, so I wouldn't forget. She's also so far ahead of time, she's also planned our next argument. Here I am thinking we're going for a nice walk, let alone she's in the future arguing with me. She's so smart, so organised. She completed her Masters in teaching, a Bachelor's in art, yet she's dumb enough to end up with me. The whole concept of marriage is pretty scary at first. I look at being single as though you are playing paintball, but being married like being in Afghanistan. People sometimes ask me, when did you know you wanted to marry Grace? When did you know? And you know what? It wasn't some like cheesy one thing like, oh, she looked me in the eyes under a night sky. No. For me, it was the first time she farted in bed.
Good girl.
She was asleep. Mind you, she was, yeah. It was a quick fart, and then she woke up and said, I'm sorry. I really like how It's always nice to be with someone who you see eye to eye with. Like how our 8 children are going to help us, raise, how our 8 children are going to help us raise a farm and live off the grid. Yeah? Is that all right? On a serious note, events like this don't come easy. We've been planning this event for months. And when I say we, I really mean Grace. Grace has done all the work. Thank you, Grace, for organising absolutely everything. I seriously couldn't have done it without you. Lucky you didn't leave me in charge, because we probably would have had a wedding in all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
You probably would have liked it. You probably would have all liked it. Grace, my bride. You keep me grounded, and if it wasn't for you, I would go through life thinking I have no faults at all. Thank you, bride. Now, I would like to end my speech with a quote by Homer Simpson. Marriage is like being married to your best friend, only she lets you touch her boobs. Thank you.